Also, something that I really want to know. How do I beat procrastination?
Oh, yeah. Well, I can't even remember exactly what they were. But there's different tips and tricks, right? So listen to my podcast, Winging It with Jouhayna.
Winging It with Jouhayna, yes.
It's called How to Beat Procrastination, or What Type of Procrastinator Are You? Something like that.
That's the one. What type
of procrastinator are you? And I feel like I'm not going to when I decided to record that podcast and do that speech at the school, I was like, I'm not going to tell them that this is how I beat procrastination and follow me and do what I do, because everyone's different. So I came across this article. I think it was through Business Insider. And, they spoke about the different types of procrastinators there are. And people that procrastinate, sometimes it just has to do with how tired you are. Like there are many kids in school that are like, oh, you tell them like, oh, why are you being so lazy? You're not studying. Well, actually, they might just be mentally fatigued and they need a break. So you intentionally take a break and then you come back, and that's one way to beat procrastination. Another way is you struggle to start to do a project. So instead of going like, I know my due date is in 3 weeks, so I'll do it the night before, you give yourself a start date instead. I can't remember the other ones, but I remember those ones really helped me. So that's why it stuck with me.
Right.
Because even as I was doing research on that speech, I actually learned something about myself, and I've been implementing it since. And those are the main ones that I remember for myself. Why do you feel you procrastinate?
I struggle with start, like you said. And some things I just lack motivation.
Okay.
But I did listen to your podcast. I wanted to put it out there. I'm going to listen to it again. And for the ones who want to know more about Winging It with Jouhayna, that is the podcast, I'm going to put the links in the description.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's why I feel I can do much more. But I know that I'm burning out on both ends, managing my job and the podcast.
Yeah, it is a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that because, there was a point in time when I got really, really burnt out. And it was really like, I didn't realize I was burnt out when I was going through it. So I decided to start incorporating do nothing days. And I don't know if you have the luxury to do that, but just like once a month, I do nothing. I switch off my phone. And I like watching TV, so I sit with my 3 dogs on the couch and we just hang out. And I get so bored because I'm so used to doing so much. And then I get great ideas, and then I implement them on my days where I do everything. But incorporating that do nothing day has helped me, or just doing something that I enjoy. So because I couldn't just sit there and do nothing at one point, I started taking up candle making. So I actually make candles, and I love it. It's such a soothing thing to do. And also I started to develop allergies, and the Bath and Body Works candles just weren't agreeing with me anymore. Like I was constantly sniffly in my house. So I decided I'm going to pour my own candles, because I started researching. I changed everything in the house, and the only thing that stayed the same were the candles. And I was like, okay, I stopped lighting them up and I was fine. So I was like, okay, well, I love candles, so I need to maybe pour my own or have a cleaner wax that I'm using. So that's what I started to do on my do nothing days. Right. But now I've mastered doing nothing on those days. I just nap and rejuvenate. So, if you are able to even do a morning of nothing, maybe that could be a good start to help you as well. Maybe after this podcast interview, you go home and do nothing.
I wish.